Hey dog, where'd you find this? You know what that's from?
I don't know about the hey dog. I know where you're from. Like damn. I thought it was like damn son. Yeah. Yeah. See, you can't.
Yeah,
come on, man. Come on, man.
He's like, damn son.
What'd you say before?
I said, hey dog.
I was like, I don't remember being quite as corny. I could have sworn it was a little bit cooler than that. Like,
damn son, where'd you find this?
Tags. That's crazy. That must be a very big decision to make.
Yeah.
Like it's just as a DJ.
Gangsta Grizzles.
Oh yeah, Gangsta Grills, you bastards. Yeah. Like that's a big thing because it's like your tag.
Yeah, you gotta find the person to do it.
What is Zaytoven got? What is his? His must be recognizable.
Yeah. Damn. I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh no, take Keith, fuck them niggas up.
Yeah.
Like, I know that.
If your Metro don't shoot, no. If your Metro don't, what is it?
If your Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah,
that's funny because he had someone else do that. Like that's Future, correct? Yeah, that's hilarious. So like someone else saying your tag. I mean, not to say like most people have someone else saying it, but they have like a known artist saying your tag.
If your Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah, that's important. That shit gets stuck with you.
Yeah,
that shit's got to rock.
I
imagine just choosing a whack ass tag and like
random note here. DJ Quicksilver at one point, maybe this was a couple years ago, was just kind of, I don't know, having a good day, and he was like, "Yo, DJs, send me your DJ name or your email. I'm doing free tags right now." And so like I sent that nigga my email address. Like a couple hours later, I got a tag back from DJ Quicksilver himself.
That's right. And it was like, it had some woman's voice.
No, it was him. It was him, his voice. Like he was just sitting in his studio one day just doing tags.
But do you use that though?
I've never used it like live. I have it.
But you have a tag, I'm thinking of a specific tag.
No, I do have that tag.
And it's a woman.
Yeah. Catastrophic B. Shout out to her.
Yeah. and how does it go?
It's like, oh my God, Almighty. But in a woman's voice.
Oh, that's right. Cause it's more like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Almighty. Yeah, that's kind of good. Yeah.
It's a little sexy.
Yeah. There's just a lot of absolute nonsense.
Almighty.
You're doing too much, bro. You're doing too much.
Welcome to the Any Last Words pod. My name is Keion, aka Almighty the DJ.
Yeah, Mike. We're definitely keeping all of that, by the way. And my name is Earl Lonnie Hooks. A very, very special thanks to everybody that will be joining us today on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. And please do not forget to follow us at ALW Pod on Instagram. We don't got no follows. The God in me honors the God in me, each and every one of you. Instagram follows is difficult, man. Like there was a point where it was just kind of rocking. Like it was like with posts, like they were just coming in. But I don't know what to do.
So I don't know. Do you think Stokes can?
Oh yeah, Stokes
help out in that area too.
The newest member of the marketing team,
right?
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to come and do something.
Yeah, I mean, may as well, right?
He'll figure it out.
Shit, this nigga know the algorithms.
Yeah, I know. I don't know anything about that. Okay, I thought that this would be off the rip. One, there's clearly a certain sort of energy. I think we might have a lot of fun today. And I spoke to a good friend of ours. This person plays flag football.
All right.
Okay, so we're on the same page. Cool.
Yes.
I knew as the second him and I were having this discussion, I was like, I got to come to the podcast and talk about this because I forgot that this was even a thing.
Okay.
He's in this chat for one of his many football leagues or teams that he's in. Mm-hmm. Cause he plays in like 4 or 5 like different teams. Like he plays a lot. Yeah.
And he's still coaching like basketball.
Yeah.
This nigga is active.
It's absolutely insane. Like
active.
Yeah. So he's texting in this fucking chat. And I guess the captain of this team, him and his woman, they're having a baby, right? And they just announced it to everyone, hey, we're pregnant, we're gonna have a baby. And he's like, so we're not gonna be playing in this upcoming, tournament or whatever, this upcoming season. So we need a couple people. Do you guys think it would be all right to bring, let's just call them fucking, come over to Jack and Jill? Can Jack and Jill come play with us?
Okay.
Now our friend, let's call him Bill.
All right.
Bill knows Jack and Jill. He's also just here to play football. So he's like, yeah, sure. Like it's fine. It's whatever. Then two guys jump in the chat and they're like, is that Jack with like eyeball emojis? And then another dude jumps in and was like, yeah, Jack that took old boy's girl. Like he took, let's call this other guy Carl. He took Carl's girl.
Yeah, a lot of names here.
Jack and Jill. Okay, these are the two people being proposed to come to the team. We got Bill, our friend, telling me this story.
And Carl.
And we got Carl, okay, who's the person that supposedly got his girl taken from him.
Okay.
By Jack.
Okay.
And Jill is the girl.
Jill is the girl.
Jill is the girl that got taken from Carl.
Does Carl play on the team?
He does not play on this team.
Okay. So
that's where your mind's at. So you're thinking he doesn't even play a part of this team. So like, what's it matter?
I mean, unless the homies is like mad about it.
The homies meaning
the one with the eye emojis.
Those guys
or anyone in the chat room.
So that's where our friend Bill is like fucked up. He's like, I didn't even know you guys are like friends with this guy. I didn't know you're friends with Carl like this. And then we just get in this conversation, start breaking everything down. Now, my mind is in mostly one place, which is the funniest and most interesting and remarkable part of this entire conversation. But we'll get to that point. And maybe just off of what I said, people are already thinking like, what the fuck are you talking about? But we'll get to that point. Mm-hmm. First of all, this guy's not a part of the team, so it wouldn't cause any weird dynamic on the team, right? That was the first thing you were thinking. Yeah. Like, well, he's not on the team, so it's not like him coming is going to cause some weird tension between. Right. So that's not going to be the case. Second, our friend Bill didn't know that these two guys that are in the chat upset, that these moral police guys are upset at Jack for stealing Jill from Carl.
That's where I'm at. Like, are they upset? Are they going to J him? Like,
I don't know anything about that. But
J is in jump him for anybody that doesn't know that.
Thank you for context. Because if you are, let's just run down the list of possibilities because they're all funny. Mm. If you are friends, if those guys in the chat, which I'm not going to give more names for people to remember, but the guys in the chat that are upset and don't want Jack to be a part of the team, if they are closer friends with Carl than Bill knows them to be, because he didn't know like why they would be acting this way, but if they are closer friends to him than Bill knew, then let's go down that train of thought. If you're my friend in real life, Keion, if I play on a league, dodgeball, basketball, it doesn't matter what I do. If I fucking play chess and there's a chess buddy, somebody wants to come play with me on my team, and this person happened to be with the woman that you were with a month ago or 2 months ago.
Oh, it's recent? This is
Oh, so that matters to you?
If it's a part of the story.
How recent would it have to be for it to be spicy for you? Let's call it 3 months. Because I don't know.
Okay.
So we can just arbitrarily throw a number on here.
If the friends that are in the group chat are heavily invested in their friendship with Carl, and it's been about 3 months, I could understand how they might be like, oh, this whack ass, like this, that Jack. Oh, wow.
Okay. All right. Because I'm going to shit on that in a second. I'll tell you why. Okay. So recently or not, this guy he's being proposed or he's being thought of, contemplated on being part of the team. If that is your friend, and as you are my friend, if someone leaves you and they come and start playing on my team, along with that person that left you in that relationship, bro, what do you want me to do about it, Keion? Like, do you want me to stop him from being on the team, or do you want me to just play football because that's what I'm here to do?
See, as I said, I can understand why the friends could feel some sort of way, but I'm not expecting them to like just to whoop his ass,
to run down on him.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that.
Yeah,
like, and I'm not going to be like, oh, well, y'all still gonna play football? Y'all gonna play football with him?
What if you go out to one of the games and like they playing, so like they dab each other up, be like, hey man, good, hey man, that was a good tackle, or hey man, good pull.
I mean,
hey man, you scored, hey, good touchdown. Like
they on the same team. Like
is
it might be a little annoying, but I'm not gonna be upset with them.
What if they go out? What if they go out and grab him? There you go. I'm just running through because I want to know exactly where people draw.
Yeah, where's the line?
Yeah, exactly.
Where is the line?
What if so what if they're dapping them up and they're just like, oh man, that was a good touchdown. You know what? Yo, let me buy you a drink, man. let me buy you a drink, man. Like, hey, you know, people are coming out. Come out with us because no one invited them yet. Come out with us, man. Now, if I do that, if I invite the dude to come out and drink with us,
I'm still not going to kill you over that. Like, this person is your teammate,
right?
Like, it is what it is.
But you'd be upset though if like you were going to be a part of that group that was going out for drinks though. Like,
I probably wouldn't go. Like if I really felt some sort of way about the girl and what had happened, and I just maybe didn't genuinely dislike the situation that much, I just wouldn't go.
Right. Okay.
Like I wouldn't put myself in that situation.
Okay. Because and that's where a lot of my curiosity about this comes up is, what are the particulars? Now, since we don't know them, we're just making a bunch up and just having a good time. Because I don't know the particulars of Jill and Carl's situation as to why that didn't happen, why she was stolen. Now, if we are friends and you get a woman taken from you, I keep using these words consciously. We're going to get to this. So she leaves and she's now with Jack. And then you are upset. So now we take this line. So now you are upset and you come to me and you just like, damn nigga, like you really gonna play football with him? Like you really gonna, like you just gonna throw that nigga the ball, huh? Like, so if you come up to me with that, how should I be looking at you as a friend?
You should be looking at me like, dog, I understand where you're coming from, but you have to understand that, one, I was on this team before that nigga, so I'm not just gonna quit the team because he on the team. Now I'm not gonna quit the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally understand where you're coming from, but I don't think that should be enough to disrupt a friendship. Like, if you're really good friends, that shouldn't be enough to disrupt a friendship.
Okay, good, because that's where a lot of this is sort of settled for me. That's where a lot of this is like sort of held firm. Is the relationship between you and this person firm or not?
Like, I feel like the only way that I would really feel some sort of way against my friends about it is if, like, they just stopped fucking with me and then, like, just started just hanging out with this nigga all the time. And I'm just like, damn, what happened?
Because then it's like, everybody left you.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, that nigga must be ill. Like,
yeah. Like,
he's cool.
That would be the only way for me to feel some kind of way about that.
Yeah.
Like, them niggas just like, oh, fuck Keion.
Yeah.
And just started hanging out with Jack.
That would. No, that's a different level. Yeah. You're right. Okay, that's a completely different level. And I'm glad, okay, we can take that into account. I don't think that's what's going on here. But what's funny is you said it shouldn't be enough to disrupt a friendship, and you shouldn't have to leave the team. Right. So like our friend is leaving the team. He's leaving the team because he just thinks that it's weird energy that these people are even worried about this.
Okay.
He's like, I don't even want to be around this energy. I think that that's a little over the top. I'm just like, bro, like, just play football. Like, forget about what they have going on. And like, that little,
I don't know. Does he think like an argument is going to ensue on the field in the middle of a game? Or
all he said to me, no.
Well, I guess they do stuff outside of games too. So yeah, I mean,
all he said to me was just like, it's just weird mentality, and he just doesn't want to be around weird people.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that serious, but I was like, well, I mean, if that's what you want to do, like, you don't need to be a part of it.
I want to ask, like, this day and what exactly is having your girl taken?
Oh my gosh, Keion.
What is that?
Okay, I'm going to get into this very last point because that is the most remarkable and interesting point of all of this. And that's what I was getting to. So I'm glad you got there before me. So the very last thing is just so we can, nail all these or hammer all these nails in the coffin. First one being, I shouldn't have to even worry about you coming up to me because I didn't intercept, no pun intended, this guy coming on to the football team or not.
Right.
Like I shouldn't even have to worry about that because it shouldn't even be that fucking big of a deal. We're out here, we're adults, we're playing fucking football. Mm. Secondly, if you did address me about it in some spicy way, I'd be looking at you very weird. Like, bro, you need to go relax. Like, you need a hobby. At this point, you need something to take because way too much of your mental faculty is honed in and and focused on this, what's going on a team that you don't play for, right? With someone that is not your friend, this guy, Jack, and someone that is no longer your woman, Jill, right? Like you need to forget about that.
Right.
And then if you're not even friends with these guys, so then I thought about, well, what if these guys aren't even friends with him? They're just playing the moral police. They're just like, nah, man, like, I just don't fuck with that. Like, I just don't, like, he took somebody's girl. Like, I don't rock with that.
He took somebody's girl. So he is.
So he can't be over here because he's he's shady.
Nigga, like, he might take my girl. He might take mine next.
Right. He might leave Jill and take mine.
Yeah. Nobody's girl is safe around Jack.
Some people feel that way about certain people, by the way. Some people have become in certain circles notorious.
Oh, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh.
See, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's just the shit, right? Yeah. That's real.
That is Trey Songz.
Yeah. Also,
for anybody that doesn't know that.
Also, Romeo Santos. I don't know if you know of this artist. I believe he sings bachata. I recognize
the name.
Yeah,
but don't get me started.
He's huge. He's a huge artist or whatever in Latin America, but he's been known to be on stage and lock eyes with your chick while you're in the crowd next to her and bring her up on stage and be dancing with her and rubbing it.
I heard Chris Brown be doing that type of shit too.
Bro, people definitely take women at concerts. You're not gonna tell me that Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Romeo Santos, The Weeknd, these people have not actively just looked at someone that was in a relationship with the guy sitting next to them. Their guy brought them to a concert and they got taken. Just one of Weeknd's dudes or Chris Brown's dudes, just one of them just hey man, you trying to head backstage? I
know you're not on social media.
No.
And you may or may not have heard about this, but there was this little thing going on with Drake last week on Twitter. It's funny, I say last week because we're beyond it now.
Oh yeah, we're done.
You know what I'm saying? It's a new week.
Of course.
But apparently he was saying something about some sort of basketball game and just, kind of cheering on your kids and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of talking about his son, if my son was doing this, I'd be hype, blah, blah, blah. And then some fuck ass nigga in the comments was like, all your son does is play with your ghostwriters. And so this nigga Drake went into his wife's DMs and was just hitting her up. Just on some, I think he said some shit like, I know you're lonely or some shit like that. Jumped into this man's DMs and just started trying to have a combo with his wife. And niggas was girls was talking about, damn, that's the best Mother's Day gift ever. This nigga got Drake in my DMs for me. It was, bruh. So we were just kind of on the topic of that. And I thought that was really fun.
Okay. So you're right. Cause this is going to play, I'm glad you brought that up. Cause that's going to be an instrumental part of trying to answer the question that you raised. Let's get to this. The guys jumped in the chat of our friend Bill's and said, oh, you mean Jack that stole Jill from Carl? And maybe I should have done this differently. And Carl should have stole Jill from Jack since Jack and Jill is a thing, but whatever. Anyway, how do you frame a story to where someone is getting stolen? When he told me this, my mind exploded because I forgot that people use that terminology. Bro, I completely forgot that was even an idea in this world. I swear to you, I forgot it. I left that in high school. I completely forgot about it. Another cherry on top, these guys that said it, one of them is 40, the other one's 30. So these are adults.
Oh, wow.
The two guys in the chat, they're adults.
Yeah, not like 18 adults.
Yeah, no.
Adults.
Talking about he stole his girl. And I'm like, people's phones get stolen. People's money gets stolen. People's cars get stolen. Those things have no say-so in the matter. They just get taken because they're inanimate objects. And I thought, oh, fuck. People forget that their significant others are people. Like they keep like we're still treating people like they're possessions.
And I'm curious. Like, do you have any insight?
I have nothing. All I wanted to do was come on this podcast and just throw a bunch of hypotheticals out.
I want to know how the theft took place.
Right. And so I thought, well, what constitutes stealing?
Like, was there already some cheating going on and Jill just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be with Jack.
I'm gonna just be with him?
Like, cause I know they wasn't out at the club one night and Jack rolled up on Jill and Carl looking like, yo,
like,
what's good?
What's good?
I got this, I got that. Your man ain't nothing. It's good over here. Like, I know it wasn't like that. So I like, what is the stealing? What do exactly?
You know how baller you gotta be? You would have to be like a Drake.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have to have a completely different lifestyle that this person knows nothing about.
Yeah.
And craves on top of that.
Yeah.
To just walk up to someone and be like, yo, leave him. Stop playing with me. Leave him.
I know you're lonely.
I know you're lonely.
Like, what you doing here with?
Bro, like if Drake started like DMing her but started sending like voice notes and like started singing, bro, like that's dirty. That's playing dirty.
Hey, but peep this, you let me know if you think this is corny or not. So after it happened, of course, you know, the guy, he took that as an opportunity to try to get rich real quick.
Okay.
So this nigga started making shirts with like, I know you're lonely, Drake.
Hey, man.
I started seeing like promo flyers, these niggas trying to host shit at clubs.
Wow.
And crazy thing about it is like, this nigga is from like Falls Church. This happened like around the way.
Do you know if I guess it was only a week ago, so we don't know if he's really about to come up off of this or not. But
I don't know. He could.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people are gonna. I mean, first of all, that doesn't surprise me because if you're the type of person to just comment dumb shit like, "Oh, your son does is play with your then you're definitely willing to then go screenshot what was sent to your woman or something like that, and then try to start posting it places like post that thread places and try to come up off of it.
Yeah,
because all you're doing is just jumping around on Twitter and being, you know, a little dick anyway.
Yeah.
So I could easily see that being the case.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about, you know, Jill being stolen, and I'm like, the stories that we frame in our minds mean everything to us. Like that's our perception of the world. Mm-hmm. But I just couldn't stop trying to figure out ways in which this person was stolen. And I'm just thinking, that just must be a way of coping. Like that just must be what you tell yourself because she left you.
Yes. You stole the words right out of my mouth. She left you, got with someone else, probably a little faster than you thought she would. And now you felt as if she was stolen from you because she is a possession to you.
Yeah, like whatever you guys had was broken.
Right. Because if it wasn't, she wouldn't be with Jack. She would have felt secure in where she was at. Like now you got to start thinking about what happened. What did you do?
What did you contribute? Like I talked about last time. Forget about blame. How did you contribute to this?
Because it might be half she got stolen and half you let her go or you gave her away or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to consider
whatever was going on over there with you.
Yeah,
she didn't like it.
Right.
You maybe you knew and you didn't care enough to figure something out, or you just didn't know how to figure it out, and that time lapsed and she left.
Yeah.
Or maybe you didn't know. Maybe she lied to you and said that everything was fine and it wasn't because she didn't want to tell you what the issues were. And you couldn't, I'm going to be honest with you, not knowing, saying that you're with someone and that's your significant other and you can't see when things are not right. That's wild to me.
Yeah.
Like you just can't tell. Like there are certain things that have to be vocalized.
You have got to have some sort of inkling.
Like the deeper nuances to what it is that's going on. But you should know if something is off. Like there has to be like a baseline, and hopefully the baseline isn't shitty. Because if like the baseline frequency that you work off of with someone is things are cool. Like we're not super happy and kissing each other and tossing roses at each other all the time, but we're also not like kind of giving each other the cold shoulder and not touching each other as much as we used to and blah, blah, blah. Like if it's just like baseline is just we chilling, we having a good time, then you should know when things are up and when things are down. Like you should know the fluctuations between those things.
Right.
So I feel like you don't know just the only way you don't know is if things have just been shitty. Like
you don't want to know.
Yeah. Like you don't want to know. You're willfully blind. Things have been shitty. So it's like, oh, well, things are always shitty with us. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. So yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Like she got stolen from me. Like, yo, she found a better opportunity.
Yes.
And she capitalized.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities out of here. I know we've all heard that, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Like
they out there. That's fucking hilarious, man.
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny. But but for the guy, we've kind of talked about this before when it was the woman that I picked up from a bar back in my asshole days, and she was dating a guy at the bar, and the guy in the bar, he was working, and he came out and was like, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, well, Earl's about to just take me home. He's about to give me a ride home, and I just don't want to wait for you to get off work in like 2 to 3 hours. And he was just like, but I heard like y'all had a thing like in the past. And she was like, no. And he was like, are you sure? Because I heard it from a few people. And she was like, well, okay, yes, we did. But like, I promise, like, he's just going to take me home. And then he was like, man, whatever.
His home.
And I'm there on the patio as they're having this discussion 20 feet away from me. And then she's like, all right, let's go. And like, we get in the car and we go home, and the rest of the story. And then the wildest part about that, and this is the most disrespectful thing, is like when you just treat people like they're stupid. Cause then I was like, all right, well, after we got done doing what the fuck we were doing, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take you home. She was like, no, take me back to the bar. I was like, you can't, your whole lie was based upon me taking you home. Like,
yes.
What are you going to do? She was like, you don't fucking matter. He's stupid. Like, what's whatever. I was like,
what a train wreck.
Yeah. So again, it's moments like that I've shared with other friends, not just you, where they're just like, dude, like you're a homewrecker, Earl. Like that's a terrible, like you committed a terrible act. Like that is a punishable act. And I don't think that I ever disagreed with that. I think the only part that I disagreed upon was that it's solely my fault. And not only is it not solely my fault, but I think that there's so much more fault that is not mine than is. I think that if you're home wrecking, it's only because someone let you in the door.
Ooh.
Like, who the fuck unlocked and opened the door for you to come in there and wreck it?
Yeah. How'd you get in the home?
How'd you get in there? I didn't break in.
Right.
I didn't break in. I walked up there, the door was wide open. Mm-hmm. There wasn't even a door. It was just the threshold. I just walked through.
It was a very welcoming atmosphere.
1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah. And so it's not just her, right? It's not just the person that left the door open, so to speak, the person that's doing the cheating, but what did the other person contribute? Like, why is she just so ready to get in my car and leave?
Right.
Like what is going on in y'all's relationship with, like, that's just cool with her. Like, she does not respect you at all. She's going to lie to you. She says it doesn't fucking matter. He's stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the worst part.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's stupid.
Yeah. This was the person that had asked me, just come all over me.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So like this person just didn't care at all. Had no cares. Like that was just a wild story. That's a wild dynamic to have in a relationship. But it mind boggles me when people have no idea who they're dating and what the dynamic within the relationship is. Like they're just completely completely unaware of everything that's going on. Yeah. So when something happens, they're taken aback. It's from left field, and I got her. She got stolen from me. Like, wow, like you have no idea
is that really what happened?
Like you have no idea the part that you played in this.
Right.
So yeah, I just wanted to start off with that because I thought that was fucking hilarious. But Drake doing that is wild. Just hopping in someone's DM, just going straight to it, like not even responding. I'm like, I'm going straight to your wife's DMs. That's crazy.
No, I think he might have told him that he was going to do it, which might be even worse. I'm pretty sure he told him he was going to do it.
Oh man, that's really wild, man. People's relationships, whether it's their friends, like again, you know, the guys that were in the chat that were the moral police to some degree, and Carl that got his girl taken away, whether it's their friendship and why they felt like they had to do this on some weird figment of loyalty that doesn't really exist, not in that sense. Or it's the actual relationship between Jill and Carl. Like people need to go back and just read like these real, just beautifully anecdotal, allegorical stories like Three Little Pigs. It's just like, stories like that just set you up for life. Your fucking house is straw, bruh. Mm-hmm. It's fucking straw. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Like what you guys have is weak. It's weak. You guys have no infrastructure. It's just, there's nothing going on over there. No foundation. As soon as the first wind comes, your shit is going down. Your shit sucks. You got a fucking house of cards over there.
Yeah, right.
It's fucking whack. So yeah, people really, they gotta figure that out.
So I want to give an update on something that I spoke about last week. I talked about my dad in the boat, right? No, this in quite honestly, this really had me thinking. So I called you the other day, and God, he's never going to listen to this. But I hate to put him out here, but I'm going to because this should need to be said. So I was at my parents' house for Mother's Day. And, you know, I saw the boat in person. I showed you the boat.
Yes.
We talked a little bit about the boat.
Dismantled.
Yeah. And so, you know, my dad is talking to me. We're outside. He's showing me the lobster tails on the grill. He made a bunch of lobster tails for all the ladies. I took one. I mean, there was enough to go around. But, so, you know, he's like, hey, man, he was like, you know, hey, you know, we don't got to bring up the boat thing. All right. Don't bring up the boat thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want your grandma worried about it. Like, and like to a certain extent, I get that. Sure, but there's another side to that. There's some vulnerability that's afraid to be had in that situation, and I think that's nuts. So I stopped past my mother's house today, and she, you know, I didn't even notice this, but she brought it up when I got inside the house. My dad had just walked out, and she was like, "You see that canoe gone, right?" I go look out the window. I was like, damn, yeah, it is gone. And she was like, your dad ain't said nothing about the canoe. I just came home one day and it was gone. And I was like, damn. Like I don't know if that's just something from the trauma, from it being traumatizing, like, or is he just afraid to be vulnerable and admit he took an L?
Right.
Like, I'm just like, damn.
He got them memories added in, like, out of sight, out of mind. Ain't gonna be no canoe for y'all to even talk about.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, like, it's really like that, huh? Like, it just seems like a mixture of things to me. And I don't know, Earl, that shit, it's a little unhealthy.
No, it's a lot unhealthy because the very first thing I said to you was, well, would your grandma actually be worried? Because there are certain people that are just going to worry that clearly you're alive now. Yeah. Like you didn't capsize with the boat and drown at the bottom of the Potomac.
Right.
But I'm afraid and worried that this is something you plan on continuing to do. And if this was your very first time out here doing this, I just don't know what to expect in the future. That could be a worry.
Right.
But that worry could very easily be quelled if you just said, oh no, I'm done with this.
Right.
Right. So that's why to me, it doesn't seem like that's really at the center, the core of this.
Well, and the thing is, obviously I've known my dad for a very long time. I knew that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you too well. Like, that had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't going to be worried.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She might have been a little taken aback. Like, oh my God. Like, what happened? Like, how did you, how did you manage to
give me the
escape?
details. Yeah. Right.
But she wasn't going to be terrified for him to ever go out and do it again.
Right.
Like, it wasn't going to be like that. So I knew it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. I mean, we know. I mean, come on, man. What that's Gen X, right?
Yeah.
Generation. I mean, listen. People say that the kids these days are way too sensitive and they cry over everything, and they the teachers can't tell them nothing, or else the teachers get fired. Like, it's just like we raising a bunch of bitches, right? Like that's a lot of people say that. And I guess we're the generation right before that. So, I mean. I hate to say it's like right afterwards, because I'm not in no way, shape, or form am I calling him what I just said. but Jacory just quit track day one. He was like, nah. He was like, Dad, they made me tired. It's like, well, Jacory, like, this is like, you're running, like, this is sport. Yeah, but Dad, you don't understand. I was tired. It's like, oh shit. All right. And then the generation before us, we feel like they're a little too hard, like they won't let any emotions out. So we're always looking around and just thinking that there's something wrong over here, but there's something right in that. And I think that is the way to look at it. I think that there's just something to take from everywhere, which is why I think you should open your mind to future generations and past generations and try to take as much information as you can from all of them, but never to just truly adopt any one way, because there's going to be something wrong with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's. I don't think you should just be running around and crying about everything that happens. Like, you have to develop some sort of tough skin.
Yeah.
But in order to develop the tough skin, you have to go through adversity.
Yeah.
So you just kind of there's got to be balance there.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to speak about your feelings, because that's adversity as well. Is being able, for a lot of people, is to being able to surmount your feelings and express them to other people. Sometimes that's people's largest mountain to climb.
Yeah, and I'm starting to wonder if I would have even found out about this if my mom didn't tell me.
Right, yeah.
Like, he might not have, the canoe might have just been there and gone before I ever seen it.
He got the canoe out of there and didn't tell me, but what he sold it for, he sold it to.
I just seen it. What's today? Thursday?
Yeah.
The canoe was there Sunday.
Yeah, he got that thing up.
Sunday was Mother's Day. I saw the canoe.
I wonder if he just put it somewhere. You can sell stuff quickly.
Probably, but it's
what does he use? eBay, Facebook, shopping store, whatever that's called?
I never know him to sell anything. But the thing is like, my mom doesn't even know what happened to the canoe.
Yeah, like that's...
It's just gone. She was like, the canoe.
She came, like, she left for work one morning. Wait, she retired now?
Yeah, she works like 3 days a week.
Okay,
now.
so she left to go do something or whatever and came back and that joint was gone, and there was just no discussion about it.
Yeah. It just... Yeah,
for sure. Like, he just tried to sweep that about it.
Yeah, like, when he told me that, I'm just thinking in my head, I'm just giving him like the side eye. Like, like, just relax. Like,
it's like, I got you, bro.
Like, relax. Like, it's not that deep.
I'm not gonna say anything.
And I wasn't about to, like, and I'm not even the type of person that was just gonna bring that up out of nowhere anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody else started talking about it, I would have chimed in, but I wasn't just gonna come down the steps like, you heard about Dad, right?
I would have with my dad, but that's only because, like, it would have been fine. Like, my dad he can laugh at himself. Like, it would have been fine, because I definitely would have fucking roasted my dad, because I've done that before, especially with the fucking story about him about to beat somebody up in Adams Morgan. Like, I've brought that up for sure. That was ridiculous, especially there was a part he had on his phone recorded, because he was recording him, like, as he was screaming at him, and as one of the people like knocked his phone out of his hand. And you just see that shit fly and like hit the ground, and he runs over and picks it up, and he's just like, "You knock my phone out of my hand one more time, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out." Imagine my dad. He was like, "You knock my phone on my hand one more fucking time, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out."
Hey, I ain't never seen your dad come with that kind of energy. I'm like, nothing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Just imagine the guy that you saw. What was that place you got?
The Hamilton.
Yeah, the Hamilton, coming up to you, giving you hugs and kisses and giving you money for drinks. And that guy.
This nigga in a turtleneck with a, you know what I'm saying,
with a beret on.
Yeah, like that. He ain't punching nobody. Like, come on, man.
Hey, man. Hey, he has a short fuse sometimes. Yeah. He definitely does. But this was the last part I wanted to get off because I'm sorry, because this whole relationship thing got my mind spinning about people's relationships being trash. I was speaking to someone that had gotten out of a relationship and recently in life. And I think that on both sides of this relationship, the participants started exercising. They said, you do that thing afterwards where you try to recreate yourself. You try to get yourself like back on track, whatever that means. So cause I guess you were off track in the relationship. So you start exercising and fucking reading books and studying for whatever and getting a new job and trying to make more money. You're trying to elevate, right? Maybe you change your hairstyle or something, there's all these different, elements of recreating oneself after they get out of a breakup. And I always find that to be interesting because I guess it's sort of like your dad getting that canoe the fuck out of here. Like, I need to rinse myself of this past relationship.
Canoe? What canoe?
Exactly. What are you talking about? I ain't never canoe.
I ain't never had no canoe. I don't even know how to get in a canoe.
Well, we know that.
Nigga, I don't even know how to swim. Why would I even get in a canoe?
That'd be another wild thing is just to even deny that ever even took place.
You saw a canoe? Where?
But my fascination in becoming a whole new person after a relationship is like, why are you doing this? What is happening where you need to become better now?
Because I don't know, you probably realize there's some areas where you fucked up. Maybe you took some accountability for after the breakup.
And that's where things are fucked up, because that's my whole point on, if you're a part of a partnership, I feel like that's what is supposed to be happening, is just beaming of information and judgments and attributions back to one another. Let you know, like, hey, you know what, positive reinforcement here, you did that thing, that's great. And then that'll probably have the person start doing whatever that thing is more. You just give people like a little bit of positive reinforcement and you'll start seeing them do some shit that you've already wanted them to do, like a lot more. Just like tell somebody, hey man, like good job on that. Or like, hey, I see you over there. They'll be like, oh shit, like, okay. And then they're going to start doing it more. So that's a good way of getting somebody to do some shit in a non-manipulative way, like whatever. And I'm thinking, why weren't you doing that in the relationship together? Like you have time to do it. They have time to do it, because now you're doing it separately. Like you guys are both, again, studying to become fucking astronauts now and going to the gym. Like, why didn't you do that together? You could have saved the relationship through having shared interests and bonding, in setting down those bricks that would have been the brick house in the Three Little Pigs as opposed to the straw house. Yeah. Like you could have been doing this together, but you decided, no, I need to boss up after the breakup.
I mean, the breakup is a catalyst. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason to that I was in that relationship and my hair was long. Now that I'm not in it anymore, now it's short. Now it's green. Yeah. Now I work out. It's just a lot of people do drastic things after stuff like that.
I feel like being in a relationship is more than enough reason to do things. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if people just shifted their perspective to, okay, I got this person, because people have respect for people when there's something about novelty. I heard this from a close loved one of mine recently, that they realize that their problem is their love of novelty. And so once they've been around someone for, over a few months or whatever, that person could be, they found them wildly attractive when they first met them. And that person hasn't changed or has only maybe gotten more fit or more to that person's specific likings over the past couple months. But over a few months, they no longer like them anymore. Like they're just over it. The novelty isn't there anymore. Like it's nothing fresh. It's nothing new. I think that's the issue with that person not being able to see what's fresh and new about a person each and every single day. I think that's a huge issue. But it's just a wild. It's just a wild idea to me. Are you like seeing what I'm saying? To just like you're with someone and you like them at the start a lot, and you got them, and because you got them, and the game is over, you now don't care or respect them much at all. So then you drop off and you stop doing all the things that you did to get them in the first place. And you just get comfortable and you slack. And it's like, that person is still that person that you were doing all those things to get them. But now you got them, and you don't think that keeping them is as difficult as getting them. Because for anyone that needs me to clarify any further, keeping someone is much more difficult,
Definitely,
than attracting them in the first place.
definitely.
But I just feel like people kind of have that backwards, and like they get people and then they just let go. And then they just do whatever and just expect the person to kind of be around and be comfortable with them. Yeah. So I thought that was just wild. Yeah. People were telling me these stories. I'm like, why? Like, why are you doing all these awesome things right out of the breakup? Like, why do people do that? Aside from the obvious, I want to flex on them and post this on Instagram so that they feel like shit because I'm no longer a part of their life.
They left me. Wait till they see these gains.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that's weird.
I asked you a question last pod about why people think the way they do. Why would someone do a certain thing? And we were specifically talking about that gentleman that went crazy in the loading dock. So guess what? I spoke to him, and we had about a 10, 15 minute conversation about what happened that day and what was going through his mind.
And specifically the guy that did the punching.
The guy that did the punching. Yes.
Wonderful. How did that come to happen?
So first of all, I thought I locked this nigga out of the building.
Right. You did say that.
I thought that but apparently when I saw him, I immediately went back to my office and looked in the system, and his shit wasn't suspended anymore. Oh, so I thought that was weird.
He got somebody on the inside.
I don't know. Doesn't matter to me, yo. But
when are you going to make that announcement? Do we have to wait until that time to let the people know why you don't care?
Oh yeah. I'm leaving my place of work to go to another place of work.
Well, we can get a whole new slew of stories.
Yeah. We'll get into that maybe another time, but I am going to tell you what he said to me.
Yes.
And how wild it is, how people just don't hold, well, I ain't going to say don't hold themselves accountable, but don't hold themselves fully accountable, but come up with the craziest excuses as to why they do things. So it's like the end of the day. And I'm assuming that this is why I saw him, because he knew that we were about to close up. So I happen to be going past his unit, and I see him at the unit, and, I give him a little space, but I'm like, hey. And he didn't turn around at all. He just says, hey. Didn't turn around, didn't look to see who I was, nothing.
Oh, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, right? And so I was like, everything good? And so he turns around, and this nigga's like, do I know you? And I'm like,
why do we have to play this game?
Right. And I'm like, yeah, you don't remember the whole incident in the loading garage like a week or two ago when you punched somebody in the face and I was out there with you? You don't remember that? And he was like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that was crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I know you probably think, that I'm just some crazy person. And he was like, but that's really not me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, what I think happened is exactly what I said. I think somebody probably hit my car earlier that day, but I just wasn't sure.
Okay.
And so he was like, I came in the office and I was asking you if we could look at the cameras. And, we was walking out the office because I know you had to help them other people real quick. And he was like, but that guy, he was coming up to me real fast with that cart. And he was like, I just come from a place where when somebody kind of approach you with a little too quickly like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just come from a place where, you got to do something. And I'm just looking at this man like, really? Like, you just gonna put all the blame on him?
Yeah, nah, I'm not rolling. I'm not rolling.
So,
because go ahead, I'll let you finish.
So he's like, like, what was he pushing the carts over there in that direction for? Ain't nothing over there. Ain't nothing over there but the office. Ain't no trash over there. The trash was behind him. Like, he trying to do the math.
Wow.
He trying to do the math, trying to put it all together as to justify it.
Him winding up and punching a stranger straight in the face.
Hold on. And according to him, he was like, it wasn't even a wind up. He was like, it ain't like I knocked the nigga out or nothing. He was like, I kind of just mushed him. He fell over. He was like, I ain't even use my dominant hand. If I would have hit him with the other one.
All right.
Verbatim.
Right.
Verbatim. He was like, if I would have hit him with the other hand, then, you know what I'm saying, it'd been something different. It'd have been something different. I hit him with the other hand, but it was more of a mush. And then he just kind of fell over. You know what I'm saying? And then, when I approached him, he was, I was like, I asked him if he hit my car, and he was like, nah, I ain't hit your car. And he was like, oh, damn. Well, I guess it wasn't him. And I'm just looking at this man like, nigga, what is going? Like, so that's what goes through your mind. That's what was going through your mind.
I don't know if this gives us more clarity.
I don't think it does.
Or not. Like,
but I needed to tell you what he said.
Yeah, this might make it more confusing because all it really just means is that he just doesn't have a good head on his shoulders.
No, of course not.
Yeah, like not even in the slightest.
Of course not. And so, he was like, when I left, he was like, all I was thinking about is like, I didn't just did something stupid. I just punched somebody in the face. They didn't hit my car. And, I done made things hard for you. You gotta, and I'm just like, yeah, you did.
Okay. So he has some sort of reasoning skills. Like he was able to come up with that on his own.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That shows me a little something.
Yeah. But he was like, you know what I'm saying? And then he was like, I grew up in this type of community, that type of community. You know what I'm saying? I be looking over my shoulders, and I was like, damn, you got people after you? He was like, yeah, I got people after me.
Oh. Okay. Cause there's one thing to come from a certain place. And it's another thing to come from a certain place and people are after you. And the fact that he said it like, yeah, nigga, like you don't got people after you. Like, that's not the life that we're living.
No,
like there aren't just people after us.
I
look over my shoulders.
I don't have any enemies. I don't know what that's like. Do you know? You don't know what that's like either.
Nigga, hell
I don't have enemies.
I told you about that one time that I texted that chick from my past that came to the place that you and I lived together, and I just got a snap because her and I would talk, and I just got a snap from like some dude flicking me off and was like, nah, nigga, you ain't never gonna hang out with her again, blah, blah, blah. And then like, and started making fun of me because of something like me selling tea because I used to work at Tivana. So now I was like, yeah, why don't you just go sell some more tea with your lip dick ass or something like that. And I was like, oh my God. I can't give this energy. Like, this is ridiculous.
The only enemy that I've ever had was young Ace.
Oh no, it was three people. You had a rap beef with a rap group. It was three guys. I
don't remember their other. I know their names. Yeah. I just don't know their rap names. I ain't about to tell their names.
Yeah.
But
Young Free.
Oh yeah, Young Free.
Young Free was one. I don't remember the last one though.
Yeah,
I know who he is, but I don't remember the last one.
Yeah. I hope all of them are doing well
for sure.
In their lives, in all their endeavors. I will say that.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, and this happened in like high school, so nobody should take any of this seriously. Nobody should take any of this seriously.
Right.
But yeah, man. So he left. I guess maybe he found a little morality and was because And I was telling him, I was like, yo, that guy, like, he just moved, like, he was just moving his daughter in to store some stuff for college. And you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not one of your enemies. He's not, like, you think this nigga was posted up in the garage. He knew you rented here and was waiting for you to come up here.
Bro, but that's the thing. We don't know. Just like Miss Anonymous, they used to rent space at your place, and she just did everything just weirdly, like she wanted to be off the map. She wanted no paper trails of any sort. You don't know what, like, he immediately answered you, yeah, I got people looking for me. He doesn't know if he knows exactly what those people look like. Like, that could be a larger cohort of people. Like, you don't know. Like, it could be, I have beef with you, but because I have beef with you, I got beef with 3 or 4 of your friends that I don't necessarily know. Right. I don't know what they look like. And if somebody just start walking up, like, I got to be on my P's and Q's because I don't know if they're affiliated with you or not. That's a real thing. Imagine that. Like, you can't be in the city that you reside like, without looking over your shoulder when you go pump gas, when you go grocery shopping, you go to Extra Space.
It's like that dude in the loading dock a couple months ago couldn't even tell me his name.
Right. Yeah, I can't do that.
I was thinking about that recently. Like, damn, like, living in a place, being a person that cannot even give you their name because they're afraid there may be some repercussions from it.
I've never thought twice about giving someone my name.
No, my name is Keion.
I've never thought twice.
Come on.
Even when I come on the podcast, it's great living life in truth. Because whether I'm on the podcast or I'm talking on the other podcast or I'm speaking to people in real life, it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter. Want to know why? Because it was true. So at the end of the day, if someone has an issue with what it is I had to say, they can come talk to me about it.
Right.
It's completely fine because I didn't go lie to anyone about something that happened or go shit on someone, throw dirt on anyone's name. Nothing pejorative came out of my mouth about that didn't happen. So come talk to me about it. It's completely fine. But to be in the inverse of that, where someone is just they live such a shady, shifty life where just everything is a lie.
Yeah.
Like, you're constantly lying to people and having to compound lies on top of lies and just be thinking about the lie you told to this person last week. And if this person possibly knows this person, and if that information was conveyed to this new person you're talking to. So can I get this lie off or not? Do I need to try a new lie just in case to back up the lie that they may know? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
stressful.
It's straight, like, bro, lying effectively, like, just through life, not just one time, but being a habitual liar, it takes so much brain power. Like, I would honestly think that it would stave off Alzheimer's disease. I think it's one of
being a habitual liar. I mean, that makes sense.
I think so. I think it's one of those things.
No, you trying to get me?
I got you, bro. This is a 64 ounce, my nigga. I got you. I'm on deck. I fill this up. I usually drink like 2 or 3 of these a day.
Full?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if I go to the sauna.
What's that? 60, 120, 180. 188, 192 ounces, if I did my math correctly.
Yeah, I can't check your math because I'm not that guy. But yeah, I drink a lot of water, especially on days where I eat less. I just drink a ton of water.
It's delicious.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll sit in the sauna. These days I've acclimated to different, sauna degrees, like temperatures. So sometimes I'll sit in the sauna at the gym for now like 40, 45 minutes. And just sweat. And I fill that thing up to the top and I drink it from top to bottom so I don't dehydrate and pass out and die.
Yeah. You do that.
Yeah, it's very important. But yeah, man. All right. Well, listen, how about this with this guy that punched this guy? Are there any repercussions or is he just in there?
No, he's getting kicked out.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say he came in and was like, yeah, man, like I felt bad on the way home and I thought about, this guy and I thought about you, man. That's my bad, bro. And like, it's okay. Like, no, you still assaulted a man.
Here's the thing. I ain't heard shit from the police. I ain't heard nothing from them. I don't know what they doing. I have no idea. Nobody's come ask me about nothing, question me about anything. I don't know what they're doing.
Maybe one of those police departments that got defunded. They don't got enough. They don't got enough manpower now. It's just a dude got punched at Extra Space. Listen, we don't got enough in here for that. All right, we got 3 guys in here now. All right,
niggas get punched every day, B.
Yeah, we need something way deeper than that.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me tell you this story because I just thought that this was funny. This brings me to people feeling like they don't have stories going on in their life, but I would just feel like people just don't know. I was talking to T about this the other day, that people just don't know how remarkable certain instances are in their life. But I found this funny. And this also has to do with narratives in our mind, which is what everything has had to do this entire podcast. It's funny how this stuff works, right? It's almost like I do this. I went to go get my fucking tire patched up the other day. Went to one of these places, you know.
Damn, nigga, I feel like you just having a lot of shit with your car lately.
Yeah.
Where you
It
driving
happens,
at?
man. It happens. You just drive. There's construction everywhere.
Yeah, you must be over there.
There's construction all the time. I'm driving to work. I gotta swerve out of the way of possums and otters, turtles, deer. Did I tell you I almost got in a car accident the other day?
No, you
like
didn't.
A couple weeks ago?
No, you didn't.
I didn't tell you that I was driving my car. Bro, I was driving to work a couple of weeks ago, and it was dark. It was early in the morning,
Must
right?
have had a detour on Coon Tree.
Nah, it was like a mile off of Coon Tree. It was near Coon Tree Road. Crazy. And I'm driving the car. I'm probably going like 40.
I'm sorry. You can't tell me that wasn't named that on purpose, because it could have been Coon Road. It could have been Tree Road. Coon Tree Road. Someone racist did that on purpose.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah, but go ahead.
It's kind of wild. Listen, I told you the very first day I was driving there for my interview, I passed that and I was like, like I really contemplated, like, should I work here? I don't know. Like, it's black owned, but like, I don't know. Like, they don't own the whole, like, they don't own all the miles, you know, that surround this place. Like, I just passed Coon Tree Road. Like, I don't know what that means. I got to keep passing. This is going to be my route to work. I don't know if I should keep passing this place every day or not. Anyway, I'm driving down this windy road. You remember what that windy back roads is. It's in the plains area.
Yeah.
Beautiful. By the way, that means a lot to me. That means so much to me because I know a lot of people just are sitting in bumper to bumper traffic all day long, just looking up the ass of a F-150 Ford. Like that's all they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I just get to see pastures and cows and horses and clouds and undulating, you know, I love that word, undulating, rolling hillsides.
Don't let it be a sunny day.
It's sunny days, sunsets, whatever it is. It's beautiful. It could just be like a foggy day and you can just overlook like the fog.
Shit, you probably catch some sunrises too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Like, bro, it's beautiful out there. So that means a lot to me for that to be my drive in and out of work every day. I feel like that really makes a huge change, like just in my fucking neurochemistry. Like there's something going on when I just get to look at that every day. I'm driving and it's a beautiful day, as it always is. And I'm going like 40 miles per hour down this windy fucking road that's going uphill, downhill, around this bend, around that bend. And I come up over this hill where you can't see what's on the other side of it. Right. So I'm coming up over top of this hill and again, I'm on my P's and Q's because I've been driving this road for 6 years now.
Wow.
It's been 6 years. I just had my 6-year anniversary in March.
Nice.
There's a deer 25 feet ahead of me. Just picture this. I'm driving on the side of the road my car is supposed to be on. It's a 2-lane road. The deer has already crossed the double lane mark. It is in the other lane, walking away from me, going the other direction. It is in the lane where the other cars would be coming opposite me. But I know deer, and I know them well. So as soon as I even see that this deer is like 25 feet ahead of me, which again, 25, 30 feet, which is nothing when you're going 40 miles per hour, I already slowly start to dip to the right a bit. I don't have much room because the streets are narrow and it's just like pasture ditches on each side, just grassy knolls on each side. And I slowly start to like kind of veer off to the right. And this deer is walking in one direction and senses the car coming and turns its head as deers do and jumps backwards, lunges back the way it came from, like trying to lunge its head into my car. It was already going the way it needed to go to get further away from my car and further away from the way that it came. But it decided to jump backwards, head first, and I swerved just enough off to the right where I just missed its head. I may have just like tickled its nose. Like I just got out the way and my car went off into the grass. I'm off road now. There's no cement underneath my car at all. I'm off road now. Just and I was so locked in to the moment, and I'm just whipped it back onto the road, and it was just dirt.
Awesome and sound effects, by the way.
Thank you. Dirt and grass just kicking up behind me everywhere, and I just find myself back on the road, and I just continue to drive to work. and I'm like, okay, well, that's done with. And I just continue to drive to work, and I just go to work. But I just had to lock in at a certain moment and just laser in on the moment.
Do you have roadside assistance in your insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. If I end up somewhere, I'm gonna be good.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. And I got some backup from a homie too.
I don't know what that means.
It means that if I didn't have it, I still got it. It's like this. I don't got a Netflix account.
Okay.
Ask me if I've been watching Ozark on Netflix though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean. Like I'm good. I'm good regardless.
I got you.
Now I go to get my tire patched up, not necessarily because of this incident. It's already just been every few days I would have to go put air in it. Like it was.
Oh nah. Nah.
Yeah, like it'd be like I'd fill it up, but then like every 3 to 4 days, like the air tire pressure light would come on and be like, shit, like, all right, I gotta go refill this.
Come on, dog.
Wait, people don't really live like that?
Well, I would think
not when a patch-up job is $25.
Oh, especially not when a patch-up job is $25.
Yeah, because have you ever not got it patched up before? Yeah, I just go to like a Ron's used tire shop. You don't got to go to anywhere crazy. You don't got to buy a whole new tire.
I haven't had a flat tire in a long time.
Oh yeah. So I took it up to Ron's used right up the road.
Knock on wood.
Balls Ford Road. And I pull up. I walk in the little lobby. They're just like, oh yeah, we can do that for you. Go ahead, drive it around back. I drove it around back where they do all the work, and I pull up, and this Hispanic guy walks up to the car. And there was just something wrong off the rip. But it wasn't like bad, but I knew that it was gonna get awkward from the rip because I was just reading it a mile away. I pull up, and I pull my window down, and he comes up with way too much familiarity. He was like, oh, hey, what's going on, my man, how are you doing? And he he sort of like gives me the pound and I pound him. I'm like, hey, what's going on? He was like, beautiful day, right? I was like, it is a beautiful day, man. He was just like, oh, back so soon. I was like, nah, but I'm coming to get he was like, oh, I'm going to take care of you. And I was like, oh, all right, man. It's cool. So I just get out. He was like, you just getting this one patched up? I was like, yeah. He was like, cool. He was like, you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. He was like, no, like, you good? Like, you good? And he gave me the okay symbol. Like, are you good? Right? The circular, the index finger to the thumb. Okay, with the rest of the fingers out. Okay symbol. Mm-hmm. Although immediately it dawned on me after I answered the question, yes, I'm good. And he was like, oh, I knew it. Okay, all right. And he ran off. He started talking to his boys. He started, getting the stuff or whatever to come jack the car up and take the tire off. And in that moment, I'm on the phone and I'm talking to the person on the phone and I'm like, oh shit, I think I know what just happened. He asked me if I was good. I said, yeah. Then he asked me, no, are you good? And gave me what I thought was the okay symbol, but it was the smoke signal.
There was something in between those fingers.
There was something in between those, something imaginary in between those fingers. Are you good? Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. And he was real excited and ran off and started getting the stuff together. I was like, okay. And I thought, what are the chances that this guy thinks that I'm someone else, some other black guy that comes here often, that supplies him with a drug? And he takes care of him in whatever tire issues he has as compensation.
Hey.
He gets done patching my stuff up. I go into the front to pay for it. He comes out of the back and he talks to the lady. He was like, oh, how much is the patch up job? She says, oh, it's 25. He was like, make it 20 for him. Make it 20 for him.
Let's go.
I was like, okay. I think at this point, my suspicions have been solidified. I paid the $20, but I had like an extra 11 in singles.
Okay.
Right. So I had $11 in singles. So I go out there just because this guy's just been such a stand-up guy and he's just had such great energy and he knocked my shit down $5. I was like, I got these singles. Like, let me just go give him extra $11. I don't know how often people here get tipped or whatever, but like, let me just give him some money. Like, show my appreciation.
Solid.
Well, that's what I thought. Until I walked over to him and I said, hey man, thanks a lot. And I went to dap him up, give him like sort of the drug dealer handshake where you put something in their hand and they put something in yours and then you leave each other. I dapped him up with the money, but even before I got to it, he saw the money in my hand and I saw like a weird look on his face. Like it wasn't a look of gratification. It wasn't a look of gratitude. It wasn't a look of like surprise. He like sort of looked at it weird and he like took the money and I was like, I appreciate it, man. Like, thanks a lot. And I'm walking over to my car and before I open up the door, I noticed that he's right behind me. And I'm about to get in my car. I was like, you have a good day, man. He was like, what's up, man? Like, you don't got it? You don't got it for me? And I was like, nah, man, I don't. At this point now, I'm just playing the part of this supposed drug dealer that, and I'm just like, nah, man, I don't got it. He was like, oh man. He was like, I need it, man. I don't got it today, man. And I was like, I'm sorry. He was like, next time, man, next time. And I'm just like, all right, man, later, man. I just got in the car and left.
How often is that? Whoever that guy is, how often is he coming through here getting a tire patch?
I don't know.
Because I would assume that's the only time you see him.
A tire patched or maybe new tire. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a tire shop. So It's like either you're getting your tires patched or you're getting whole new tires. I don't know why else you would go up there, but enough because this guy was super excited to see me to the point where like that extra $11 ain't mean shit.
Right.
He was like, nah, man, where's the stuff? You don't got the stuff. He put his hand on his head. He was like, oh man, like, I don't have it, man. Like,
yo.
He was like, all right, next time, man, next time.
Yo.
So
hey, you ruined that man's day.
So now I have to go to if I have any tire problems, I have to go to a completely different Ron's used tire shop now because he's gonna be there waiting for me, right? Like because now I'd have to go back and be like, hey, sorry, man. Listen, I'm not that guy that you think I am, and now I got to make him feel weird for like.
Because you already went through the entire scenario without saying anything.
Because I didn't want to overstep and just because I wanted to make sure that what I thought was going on was actually going on. By the time that was actually concrete for me, it was late. It was late in the game. We was like one minute left in the fourth quarter. So it was like, bro, at this point, I'm gonna just get out of here and I'm just gonna leave. I wonder what his encounter with the real guy is going to be like when the guy pulls up.
Remember you were here last time and you didn't have the stuff?
That's so crazy though.
You gave me that fuck ass $11 in ones.
It's so crazy that you fuck ass $11 that you can look at people, because there are times where I'll see someone that I've known from my past and I don't recollect their name immediately. But I'll know that I know you from somewhere, and sometimes it takes me a little while to figure it out. But to look at someone and think that they're someone completely different, that doesn't happen to me.
Didn't even question it.
It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, what your background is. I don't just mix people up completely and just start talking to someone as if they're someone else.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
That's wild.
And it was really funny too, is I said that you don't really get this reference, but I said that this should have been something that was on, that should be on this season of Atlanta. There are some people at my job, and I caught them in a wild, I don't necessarily say racist, but certainly tone deaf situation. And one of them listens to this, and I hope he finds this hilarious. One of them is a manager, and this person's been working hard, back to back, like 16-hour days, back to back to back to back. They're getting no type of sleep. They're
getting some overtime.
They're kind of, I don't even know, when your salary, is that a thing?
No, but 16-hour days.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of sad because they were kind of thrown into this position. I mean, they applied for it, but I don't think that they knew exactly what they were getting themselves into. And they're not necessarily getting the backing that they need to. And I don't even necessarily know if they need to be in this particular position at this particular time. I don't really know if they have the mental fortitude for this. Either way, this person's tired is the moral of that little story. He's super tired, kind of burnt out, and just panics and is very frantic about sometimes a lot of little things that are going on. It's just all magnified to this person. And we have a lot of Spanish speaking people that work with us. Some of them so where they don't speak much English. And so a lot of times people don't speak a lot of Spanish or trying to give direction to some of these people. So you got to go grab someone that is bilingual to help you out if you're trying to give direction to someone that only speaks Spanish, right? And this manager finds himself trying to bring together whatever Spanish 101 that he took, 19 years ago and trying to piece that together to give some directions. It's horrible a lot of time, but he's trying.
You ain't stepping?
No, sometimes I'll help out.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's a guy that also works with us, and this guy is Indian. Okay. He speaks a language called Malayalam. Okay. That's not Spanish. I just want to let you know. Okay. It's not Spanish. He doesn't hail from a Spanish speaking country. He's not Puerto Rican. He's not Peruvian. He's not Bolivian. He's not Salvadorian. He's not Mexican. He's not Spanish. He's none of these things. He's Indian. This manager, so tired one day, was like, you know what? Like, he was like, sometimes I just play a game with myself of just like, how tired are you really? And the answer for today is, well, I keep trying to speak Spanish to Chaco, who is the Indian gentleman. For some reason, every once in a while, he's coming up to this guy who is Indian and just trying to talk to him in the 10 Spanish words that he has in his vocabulary.
Does Chaco speak English?
Very little.
Okay.
I mean, well, much more than he does Spanish. He knows like a few. He probably knows less Spanish words than this manager does.
Right.
Right. So he speaks, deep, very, very broken English. But at the same time that this manager said this, who happens to be a white person, another white person was like, "Oh my God, I feel you on that. Like I try to speak Spanish to him all the time too."
What?
And if another friend of mine started laughing, and I was doubled over laughing. The issue is that those three are laughing at a very superficial level. I have a hearty laugh happening because no one understands what I understand about what's happening right now. Mm-hmm. So I tell my friends later, as well as one of the people that committed the act, I'm like, do you have any idea how tone deaf what you said was? You just saw a man that has light brown skin. And because he has light brown skin, you just try to start speaking to him in Spanish. You know him. He works with us. You know that he is an Indian man, but yet you just see this light brown complexion and you know that he's not black and you know he's not white. So you just try to start putting together hola, leche, huevos, like whatever little Spanish words that you have and try to speak it to him.
It's crazy.
But the reason I bring that up is because this guy at the tire shop saw me as a black man. Now, again, I don't just confuse people regardless, but I don't think that I'm just a black dude that looks like every other black dude. I don't know if I look generic, if that's a thing. I don't know if that's the case. I just got a low cut and black skin. Maybe that's enough.
Look like a 2K player.
Just default before you even change anything else. Like, I guess I'm that guy. I don't know. But from his vantage point, he saw this black dude roll up. And I wonder if the guy even has a Kia or not. Like, what if he just has a completely different car? Like, it's just not even a Kia. But he sees me and he's like, oh, hey. Like, I'm that guy that has the drugs. Uh-huh. And these guys look at this guy, Chaco, and immediately they just try to start speaking Spanish to him. It's like, guys, you know that he's an Indian man.
Right.
Like, why are you guys trying to talk? Like, how wildly tone deaf is that?
Yeah.
Like that is absolutely insane.
Crazy tone deaf.
Like he's not a new person. And even if it is, he doesn't look Hispanic. Like he looks like an Indian guy. But even if you didn't know that, you know who he is. Yeah. You work with him every day. Yeah. But you still try to speak Spanish to him. Like that is wildly absent-minded. Yeah. Wildly absent-minded. So I had to break because I was crying laughing. Like the things that people don't see, but the reason I said that ought to be a scene in Atlanta is because there's a scene sort of like that in Atlanta where Earl, who is Donald Glover, is like running away from this guy that wants to hurt him. Mm-hmm. And they're in the UK. I think they're in Amsterdam at this time, I believe. And there's like some really weird tradition, like some Christmas tradition where I guess Santa has some little helper and the little helper fell down the chimney. And so now he has like black skin. So people blackface over there. And you know, they wear curly hair and black skin. It's kind of like a weird thing. Okay. Yeah. And so that was implemented in the episode. And so Donald Glover like runs away from this guy, but he runs through a crowd of people, like white people that have black paint on their faces. And this guy that's chasing him, this white guy is chasing him, runs up to one of these people because he gets lost in the crowd. And he runs up to one of these white people and turns him around, like pulls his shoulder. And it's clearly like not Donald Glover. Like it's clearly not him. Like it's just a white dude doing blackface. Uh-huh. And he looks at him for a second and then fucking slugs him like the dude from Extra Space and drops him and gets on top of him. And first you think he's just doing it out of anger because he lost Earl in the crowd. But then he's on top of him like, why are you making me do this to you? Why are you like, so he thinks that that's him. And he's just beating the shit out of a white dude that is wearing blackface.
Damn.
And people might look at a scene like that and think that's overblown. Like that's too much. But I don't think it is. Yeah. I think that some people truly, bro, like we don't know what other people are seeing, like how they're perceiving the world. Like you could legitimately be looking at someone and just think, I think that looks like that person. I had a guy that we also worked with at my job. And during one of our huge brunches, he walks in the back. He's like, dude, like Scarlett Johansson's at table 23. Scarlett Johansson's at table 23. Now, that's not the craziest thing because we have, you know, actors and actresses and politicians and all sorts of famous people come through. So it's like, okay, that lady I wish I had a fucking photo. Now, this was a white dude thinking that he saw a white lady, Scarlett Johansson. Now, the thing is, Scarlett Johansson, beautiful person. She has one of the most recognizable faces. It's such a distinct face, and her voice, it's like one of those sort of faces that you don't mix up with other people. It's like, oh, is that Idris Elba? Is that Denzel Washington? Like, if that's fucking Idris Elba or Denzel Washington, know if that's Scarlett Johansson, if someone is someone.
Right.
This woman looked nothing like Scarlett. Like, I mean, she was just white with blonde hair.
Not an ounce.
Nothing, bro. And I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, bro, that's her. And he went over and looked at it. He was like, bro, that's her. And I'm like, what are you looking at? The more and more I get in touch with that, I truly understand it's not just about colors being kind of off. Remember when that huge meme went out and it was like a brown, it was like a dress, and it was either going to be like brown and gold to you or
blue and something,
blue and silver, or it was something like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even just like colors being kind of off to us, like us perceiving colors and like sounds differently. We're legitimately seeing just different things.
Yeah.
Just different things. You're hearing people say things that they did not say. People are saying things, and it probably happens. That's probably like doing a podcast is probably extremely, like, it could be very damaging for anyone's image, because you're just getting so much of what any podcaster has to say. You don't hear people talk this much in your regular everyday life. So, but for people that podcast, we're just giving it out. We're just talking. So much that people hear, there are certain words coming through, and then there's certain words that people don't want to hear, and they want it to fit and confirm their own bias, that are dropping out, and they're filling them with their own words. Like they're doing fill in the blanks but there are no blanks. Like I'm filling in the blank. I'm giving you full ideas and full sentences, but people are not listening, not paying attention, and they're coming up with their own words that I said, their own ideas that people are conveying through the microphone, and people are looking at completely different people. It's so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's tone deaf is just it's a perfect word for it.
Absolutely.
People are just tone deaf in so many ways, but it's astonishing when you get an account of it and you can like study an account of it in front of you.
Had that man hype up there at the tire shop.
Oh my gosh. I think he ran off to his boys and was like, the weed man here, or whatever this dude gives him. Like, he's like, we got it today. Like, he's back.
The funniest part about it is him following you to your car.
Oh yeah. That $11 was not enough. He followed me straight to my car, and I was like, have a good day. Like, I didn't even get to open up my door before he was like, wait, what's going on, man? Like, he was distraught, bro. He was legitimately distraught, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
People are so funny. They are so funny.
They are. You got anything else going on in your life, man? Anything else you want to share with the people? Anything exciting going on aside from the fact that you're leaving your job, which I know. Congratulations. You're leaving. You've been wanting to get out for a little while now.
I can't stand that place, and I'm ready to go. The semester is over, so I can take back a portion of my life.
Yeah.
School is done. I've passed all my classes. I've aced all of my exams, and I get to enjoy my summer, and I'm looking forward to that.
Right. Oh yeah, you're not going to be taking any summer classes whatsoever.
Hell no. I need a break.
But you don't have much left. Correct? You've been going to school for like 12 years now.
I mean, but the thing is I'm not on a full-time schedule.
Well, I know.
So, lot normal college kids are taking like five classes a semester. I take like 2 or 3.
Right.
So my pace is going to be a little slow.
Of course.
However, I am almost to my associates.
Right.
Yeah. I probably have like 2 semesters left to be halfway done.
And what's going on with these certifications? Or we've been looking into these at all?
Yeah. So quite honestly, if I do take this networking one, I got to go through that book one more time. Because to be honest with you, I feel like half the reason why I ace the class is because it's online and I can always refer to my book when I'm doing something. Yeah. Doing homework, taking a test. I always have the option to refer to my book.
Right.
So I would really need to go through that book again and, you know, jot down some more notes, do a little more studying before I take that certification. But, certifications would be so up in the air for me. I'm really considering just going kind of backward. Well, it's not even backwards. It's really just kind of like laterally, and looking more into the A plus, because I think it'll be a little easier for me to do that one. And I think it'll help me understand some of the networking concepts a little bit better.
Okay.
But I think that might be what I want to do, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, I wish you good luck in all your future endeavors.
Yeah. But once I get this associates, I can actually start looking for a job in the IT field.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how many classes are you taking in the fall? Do you know?
I'll probably jump back into 3. I took 2 this semester because one of the classes I signed up for ended up being one of those 8-week courses that I do not want to do. So I'm probably going to jump back into 3 classes.
Is it you don't want to do it because it's just so jam-packed full of
it's just too much information, jam-packed.
When it would normally be 16 weeks?
16 weeks. That's a hell of a difference.
Yeah, it is.
It's a hell of a difference.
Yeah, the workload must be crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just don't know if I have the commitment and the time for it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these classes be a lot of work already, even though they're 16 weeks. So, yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Any last words for the people?
Shout out Miss Robin.
Shout out to Miss Robin and shout out to everybody that listens to the podcast. Yet again, you know, I was kind of off my game for a while, but I want to get back to thanking the people that listen to this, whether you watch it on YouTube or you listen to it on Apple or SoundCloud or Spotify, or you just like the clips that I put up on Instagram, even whatever it is, or you like it on my Snapchat or the TikTok, or you just text my phone about something, or you just talk to me. That's really what I want to do here. I want more people to talk to me. That sounds wild because I talk to a lot of people, but I really, really enjoy it. Like the other day, I got off of a podcast with Incredible, right? And that was an awesome episode that we did. Yeah, I don't know when it's going to air, but that was an awesome episode we recorded. And then right after that, I got right on the phone with Tia so we could talk some pod stuff.
She coming through?
Nah, man. Her voice is great too. Her voice is great. And I told her that I'm upset with her for acting like it's not. But it's fantastic. She's got a great smile. She's got great personality. She's smart. She's quick. You know, like, it's like she's knowledgeable. It's like you just come sit down. So there's going to be a point. Because I think that this is still the infancy of this podcast. We're 100. This is going to be 116. Clap it up. 116 episodes in. But I think that we're going to look at this as the infancy at a point in time. We're just going to continue to see it to grow. That's how I truly look at it still. At some point, she will be here. It doesn't matter if it's episode 365, right? Maybe that needs to be it. 365. Maybe at that point she'll come. But at some point, she will be here. I just gotta work her into it.
I spoke to Brad yesterday. He's ready to go.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
He ready to go.
Oh yeah, tell him swing on through. All right. He was great. I love to have him back. But yeah, so I had a conversation with her, and then while I was on the phone with her, Mikey had called me. So I got off the phone with her and called him. Him and I had an awesome conversation about a bunch of cool, super big brain shit. Got off the phone with him, and then the lady. And I was on the phone with her. So I was just talking to just a myriad of very awesome people. And then, you know what's great too is at the end of all of this conversing, I thought, man, I just have really cool people in my life. Like all the conversations I have with people are just awesome. They're pleasant. They're nice. They're considerate. But they're also thoughtful and they're meaningful. And it's just like all these people that I had a conversation with throughout like the whole second half of my day, which is a slew of awesome ass conversations that I feel like truly nourished the mind. I was like, this is dope. So I'm bringing this to say, like, I want to meet more people. You know, Jess is introducing me to people she would like to come talk to or have be on the pod. And I'm with it. I want people to introduce me to more people, and whether I'm just going out and speaking to them or if they feel comfortable enough to come on to the podcast before or after we just have a regular, hangout out somewhere. Like, it's whatever. I'm just down to meet new people and chat it up, and whether we record it or not. So I want that to be known, as well as the fact that, as always, love everyone that listens to this and everyone that doesn't. And thank you very much for supporting this podcast, as you all have. And we'll be back with more later on.
Episode 116.
Episode 116. Peace, everybody. Peace.